48 nations, 3 countries hosting, 1 trophy. The 2026 FIFA World Cup is shaping up to be the most epic, sprawling, and historic tournament we've ever seen. We're talking unprecedented scale, incredible human drama, and storylines that are already rewriting football history. Let's get right into it.
But here's the ultimate question, right? In the biggest World Cup ever, who does the data actually say is going to lift the trophy? Today we're cutting through the noise. We're looking at the contenders, the heavyweights, and the absolute long shots to find a definitive, mathematically modeled answer to who wins it all.
First, let's just grasp the sheer scale of what we're looking at. 48 teams. That is a massive expansion, bringing in a huge wave of new tactical styles and debutante nations.
And those 48 teams, they're spread out across 3 host nations, the US, Canada, and Mexico, which means we've got unprecedented travel, wild climate shifts, and some seriously intense geographical factors at play.
But at the end of it all, there's just one golden trophy. 104 matches, all leading to one single winner.
Okay, let's dive into this. Because of this expanded format, the tournament is incredibly diverse. We've got familiar, established giants like Argentina and France sitting right next to absolute rookies and underdog stories like Curaçao, Uzbekistan, and a returning Norway. It's this beautiful, chaotic mix of world champions and teams who are just thrilled to be on the global stage.
Section 1, the ultimate prediction machine. To cut through the chaos of these 48 teams and actually find our winner, we need an analytical lens. So, we're turning to the Goldman Sachs predictive model. This is a highly sophisticated statistical engine that has literally simulated this entire tournament.
Now, this model isn't just guessing. It looks at the entire history of mandatory international matches since 1978. It uses the ELO rating system, which was originally designed for chess, funnily enough, as its baseline. But it also layers in scoring talent, team momentum, and those crucial geographical factors we mentioned. It even factors in the winner's slump, the statistical reality that reigning champions almost always underperform in the following World Cup.
And what this brilliantly illustrates is that despite all that raw talent, luck still matters immensely. When you factor in the effect of the group draw, the data reveals that Germany was statistically the unluckiest team, looking at a brutal path early on. Meanwhile, defending champions Argentina, they got a highly favorable draw, which significantly boosts their chances of making a deep run without facing the absolute hardest opponents right out of the gate.
Section 2, analyzing the heavyweights. All right, with the math established, let's look at the top statistical contenders. But we also need to look at the very real, very intense, human dramas unfolding inside their squads right now.
Starting at the top, the model reveals a stunning, overwhelming favorite. Spain has a massive 26% probability of winning the 2026 World Cup. Fueled by an incredibly high ELO rating and elite scoring talent, the reigning European champions are carrying some incredible momentum into this tournament.
But here's where it gets interesting. While the data absolutely loves Spain, the fans are stunned by the squad selection. Manager Luis de la Fuente has made history by bringing 0 Real Madrid players to the World Cup. None. Instead, it's an unmistakably Catalan and Basque-heavy squad. They're relying on Rodri to anchor what might just be the best midfield in the world, while the electrifying duo of Lamine Yamal and Nico Williams are set to absolutely terrorize defenses out on the wings.
Next up, we have France, sitting at a 19% probability. They are an absolute powerhouse. The model actually penalizes them slightly, just because their bracket likely puts them on a collision course with Spain in the semifinals. But, man, their scoring talent is absolutely elite.
Manager Didier Deschamps recently said that we are among the favorites is only natural. The very best teams are there. And you know what? That confident quote perfectly matches a squad with terrifying depth. We are talking about Kylian Mbappe chasing records, Ousmane Dembélé, and young phenoms like Desire Doué. Seriously, when your backup players would start for almost any other nation, yeah, you expect to win.
Then we arrive at England, sitting at just a 5% probability. Now this is fascinating because the bookmakers have them way higher, but the model is ruthless. It factors in England's history of tournament disappointment and, crucially, those geographical headwinds. The model predicts England will likely face Mexico in a grueling high-altitude match in Mexico City. The model sees that as a massive mathematical drag on their chances.
And honestly, the human element for England is just as chaotic right now. Thomas Tuchel has made some ruthless squad cuts. No Cole Palmer, no Phil Foden, no Harry Maguire, no Trent Alexander-Arnold. Tuchel stated point blank that international football is about chemistry, not just fielding the biggest names. He's relying on players like Ivan Toney and Ollie Watkins to build a cohesive unit rather than just throwing an all-star team on the pitch.
Section 3. Underdogs, Romantics, and Rookies. Okay, let's step away from the cold, hard data for a second, because football isn't just played on a spreadsheet. We have to look at the romantics and the miracle makers in waiting.
Check this out. On June 14th in Houston, we are going to witness the ultimate David versus Goliath matchup. Four-time world champions Germany, a nation of over 80 million people, will face Curaçao. Curaçao has a population of just 150,000. They are the smallest country to ever qualify for a World Cup. It's unbelievable.
And yet listen to the fearless mindset of Curaçao's Levano Comenencia. We're going to the World Cup with the intention of winning it. I absolutely love this energy. Managed by 78-year-old Dick Advocat, this squad is built largely on players with Dutch Academy pedigree. They see themselves as champions already just by qualifying, but they for sure aren't here just to make up the numbers. Another totally fascinating outsider is Norway. The math gives them a 150-to-1 shot, which is basically a 0.66% implied probability. So why do they even matter? One word, Holland. Erling Haaland is a literal cheat code. Even if Norway as a team is a massive long shot, having arguably the most lethal striker on the planet makes them a terrifying draw for any of the elite giants. He can change a game in a split second.
Section 4, the final bracket prediction. All right, let's move to it and see how this builds. We've seen the data, we've looked at the squads and the underdogs. Let's see how this all culminates in our grand finale.
If we follow the knockout bracket through the model simulations, we see a projected path where France actually eliminates Germany in the round of 16, and Brazil knocks out England in the quarters. On the other side of things, Argentina makes a deep run past Portugal, and this all sets up a breathtaking finalissima prediction: Spain versus Argentina, Europe's reigning champion going up against South America's defending World Cup champion. And the data? It projects Spain will lift their second World Cup trophy on July 19th. But here is the beautiful thing about football, right? The data can only tell us so much. Once that whistle blows, the stats go right out the window. So I want to know what you think. Who is going to defy the math? Which dark horse is going to stun the heavyweights? And who will write their own fairy tale in 2026? Drop your predictions in the comments below, and I'll see you at the World Cup.